Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Pat Gray. And some people call me the Space Cowboy. Some call me the Gangster of Love. Some people call me Maurice because I speak of the pompous of love. But none of that matters. You can just call me Pat.
Thank goodness. I can't remember all that other stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to soak in right at the beginning of a show. The executive order from Joe Biden that he just signed directs the Attorney General to increase background checks by cracking down on gun sellers who don't perform them when required. And how often does that happen? How many times have you been buying a gun and the gun dealer just doesn't do a background check? I've never seen it, heard of it. What are you talking about? The goal is moving us as close as we can to universal background checks without new legislation.
There it is.
The order also directs federal agencies to improve public awareness and promote the use of red flag laws. Instructs the Attorney General to release more information about federally licensed firearm dealers who violate the law. They love to talk about this universal background check thing when we essentially have that right now. There's I think, one instance where a background check doesn't happen, and that's family-to-family members selling it to each other. Because, they're talking about the gun shows. Even at the gun shows, you got to go through a background check. On and on and on they continue to lie about virtually everything. Not virtually, literally everything. They lie about everything.
Yeah. And my goodness, I don't know what pace Joe Biden is on right now with executive orders. I know in the first 100 days he was outpacing Obama, Trump, Bush. I don't know where he's at now, but Trump was the dictator, right?
Yeah. Right.
He's the guy who's just, signing whatever he wants to. Anyway, there we go. So there's another...
and it's the foolishness of the executive order, which can be undone by the next guy. I mean, get it codified in law. And they keep saying, we're going to codify that in law. Okay, well then do it. Do it. If you want to change a law, codify it in law. Make a law. How about that? Go through Congress. Let's do it right. Have both chambers vote on it, and then you either sign it or veto it. Let's try that.
And this red flag stuff, man.
Oh, my gosh. It's dangerous.
Thing. Oh, yeah. We can totally stop it. It's very dangerous because who is reporting you to whom?
Right.
Over what?
Right.
I mean, there's a neighbor I really don't like. And if I know he has a gun collection, I might, hey, you know what? You should go over to Greg's house because he's such a hot-headed SOB. He's got a lot of guns, too. Oh, thank you for the tip, good citizen. No.
Really bad.
I do have a Greg who's quite an ass.
Oh, you do?
But I never turn him in. Yeah, I'd never turn him in over something like that. I don't want the feds in my neighborhood. You kidding me?
Would he turn you in, though?
Probably. He's such a...
So there's somebody in your neighborhood you really don't like. Huh, that's fun.
Had an encounter yesterday.
Isn't that fun? Oh, you did?
Yeah. But I'm not going to turn him in over his guns.
Maybe you should.
Starting to think, you know what?
maybe you should.
Maybe I should.
Yeah. You can put those red flag laws.
But that's exactly just it right there.
I know.
I mean, it is absurd. It is un-American.
Clearly. As are so many things. Jeez. Speaking of un-American, the other day on The Coven, some people call it The View, the witches on The Coven expressed frustration that Democrats weren't all in on Joe Biden's re-election bid yet. How is that possible? That the job he's done, and as sharp and brilliant as he is, how could you not be all in? Here's Anna Navarro.
I don't know what the hell is wrong with Democrats. Listen, here's the bottom line, guys.
Here it is.
Joe Biden's going to be your nominee. Stop talking about how old he is. And Kamala Harris is going to be your vice president. So stop fretting, stop wringing your hands, and get behind your ticket, because on the other side, the alternative is Donald Trump or Ron DeSantis. So you tell me what you prefer. And
Ron DeSantis.
I love this. I love that
Donald
they
Trump.
said in this story, I don't know if it's true, that Kamala is not, that Madam Vice President is not responding to the calls from Senator Warren. Good. If they are going to be doing this, don't show up to fundraise for them. Don't show up to campaign for them. Don't pick up their phone calls.
I can't take it.
No, that may be your most accurate impersonation right there.
I think it is.
Navarro.
Yeah, I think it is.
Anna Navarro.
Oh, I got another little irritating thing to get us started this morning. Your organization requires your device to restart
Oh, no.
by 3:17.
Oh, boy. Sorry for y'all speakers out there.
Tired of that, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why? Leave me alone on the restart. I got to tell you, I keep forgetting to get my own computer, so I don't have to put up with that. Got to do it.
You want to write yourself a post-it note?
Got to do it. Yeah.
Note? You wanna...
Write a post-it.
That's how I live. There you go. Here you go. Hold on. Here's a Sharpie.
All
There you go. And then...
Thank you. Was there more, Navarro? Did she continue to babble? She is more with Kamala Harris.
You know what they're doing? They're playing right into the hands of Fox News.
Oh,
Fox News every single day goes after Kamala Harris, trying to portray her as inept and some kind of bumbling fool. She's not.
No, she is.
That's not who she is.
Yeah,
and so
it is.
Democrats have got to come out and reinforce Kamala. They've got to stop playing into the hands of these people who cannot stand that she is the first woman, woman of color
shut up.
vice president, and don't want her to succeed. And by the way, her husband is great too.
Seriously.
It's always about...
We can't stand her because she sucks.
Right.
I mean, that's your answer.
Nothing to do with being a woman, being black, none of that stuff. But that's what they make out of it every single time. Every time. She is an absolute buffoon.
Well, unless the topic is school buses.
Yeah.
And she hits it out of the park every time.
Right. Well, and the fact that she was riding on those school buses and she loved them. She loved the school buses. Yeah. Not sure why, but she does. I mean, who doesn't love a yellow school bus? Wasn't that the question?
Thank you.
Nancy Pelosi wants Joe to run.
Oh, good.
Says anybody saying Joe's too old doesn't know what they're talking about.
Okay. All right.
He's absolutely a magnificent leader. Mm-hmm. He is younger than I am, so I don't know what the...
Listen to this laugh. Listen to this laugh.
So I don't know what the problem is, but in,
we do.
Any event,
Yeah.
I hope that he will soon make some announcement.
These people.
So her selling point for Joe
is that he's younger than her.
That's right.
So she's 82, he's 80. That's a good, powerful statement. That's unbelievable. It's like Mrs. Methuselah saying that Mr. Methuselah is younger than she is. Yeah, okay, well, so what? That's not saying much. Okay, you're all close to 100 years old, and you've all shown signs. Certainly Nancy Pelosi has. Obviously, Joe Biden has, of declining mental abilities.
Wait, did you just... No way. Did you just suggest that Joe Biden is on the decline mentally?
I did. I did suggest that, yeah.
Y'all hearing this?
That's crazy, right? Crazy talk?
Wow, man.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the President of the United States.
President of the United States, okay? I know. Respect the office.
I hate that line so much. It is such. It's so like if a conservative disagrees with the president that's a Democrat, it's respect the office time.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. How much respect did they show for the office?
Right.
Under Trump.
You guys literally attacked the White House during the Trump presidency. Respect the office. Kiss my butt. Shut up.
And speaking of 2024, Donald Trump is on the campaign trail. Of course, he was the first. I think he was the first to announce, right?
Yeah.
And that was in, I don't know, November or something. He was in Iowa earlier this week. And, of course, going after Ron DeSantis.
place in such team spirits, I said, maybe I shouldn't mention this part, but we have to. Should I mention it?
No.
More exciting. Okay, so remember this. Ron DeSantis. Did anyone ever hear of DeSantis? The sanctimonious DeSantis. No, Ron DeSantis strongly opposed ethanol. Do you know that? And
Good. It sucks.
we don't
Pause it
even
for
know
a
if he's
second.
running, but I might
Strongly opposed ethanol? Is that what he said?
Yeah, remember, he's in Iowa.
As well, he should oppose ethanol.
He's playing to the corn vote there.
Oh, my gosh. You're going to start selling ethanol again? Okay. All right.
It's
right.
out there.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But remember that battle? And we figured out very quickly how bad ethanol was. 10% ethanol in our gas sucks. Let's hear what else he had to say.
Maybe not.
If he's not running, I'll say he was fine on ethanol. Don't worry about it.
Wait, what?
Principles.
Strongly opposed ethanol
Unreal.
and fought against it at every turn, and he's going to do that again because people that come out early for something, that's where they go. That's what it is. So, he may do something politically, but
That's their
he was
stance.
very, very bad on ethanol, and he fought it all the way, and he also fought against Social Security. He wanted to decimate it and voted against it 3 times. Voted against Social Security. That's a bad one. A lot of people don't know that, but I think they've been finding out over the last 4 weeks. One of the reasons that we're zooming in the polls, perhaps. Maybe that's one. Maybe it's other things, too. It's really based on what we've done, I think. And on Social Security, well, we're at it. He wanted the minimum retirement age to be lifted to people that are 70 years old. A substantial increase.
Yeah, he's trying to
over what
save
it is
the
right
fund.
now. That's a big increase. And he also voted to severely cut Medicare. I will not be cutting Medicare, and I will not be cutting Social Security. We're leaving the age range. But you have to remember,
What other
Ron
Democrat
was a
platform can you
disciple
push?
of Paul Ryan,
Disciple of
who
Paul.
is a rhino loser who currently is destroying Fox and would constantly vote against entitlements. He would just vote
Paul
against.
Ryan
Remember
is
that, the wheelchair over the cliffs, the Democrats
Destroying Fox?
used it. The wheelchair over the cliff commercial, very effective. That was about him. But Paul Ryan's a big reason that Mitt Romney, I'm not a big fan of Mitt Romney, lost his election. And to be honest with you, Ron reminds me a lot of Mitt Romney. So I don't think you're going to be doing so well here, but we're going to find out. But those are the facts. But I'm proud to say the final numbers just came out. And the primary elections, 98.6% of the people that I endorsed in the elections, in the primaries, won. Think of it, 98, like your temperature.
Is that an accurate stat?
Sorry, I'm fact checking way too much here. What was the stat?
98.6% of those he endorsed won in primaries.
I honestly have no idea. I know it was high.
And maybe it was, and then they lost in the general. I don't know, but that's possible.
And by the way, DeSantis wanted to privatize.
Yes, he didn't want to ruin it, gut it, whatever it was he was trying to allude to. I knew it was. That's just deceptive and wrong. And why don't you go after the Why don't you go after the President of the United States, not Ron DeSantis?
Hang on a second. Because Paul Ryan, remember that big thing with the Speaker of the House vote? I was just trying to see. I forget. Maybe you guys can tweet at us. Did he vote against Paul Ryan for Speaker? I feel like he did, but I'm just not positive.
I don't know.
And I would strongly urge you to not play the next Trump clip until Jeffy's in here to kind of help us, guide us through.
What do we need his help for?
Jeffy's a calming presence.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Do you want to play this Trump ad against DeSantis?
It's an ad?
Yeah.
He's already got an ad out against him?
It's an ad, but it's
I got to play it now.
Oh, no, here we go.
All right.
Oh, God, help
Here
us.
it is.
For those of you that didn't notice, Florida was doing great long before Ron DeSantis got there. People are fleeing from New York to Florida and other places because of high taxes and out-of-control crime. It's really bad. Not because of the governor. Thank you, Mr. President, for doing that. But it's not because of the governor. Florida was doing
Listen to
fantastically.
this.
You had a
This is
governor
amazing.
named Rick Scott who did a very good job.
Okay.
Even
And?
Charlie Crist, a Democrat, did a good
believe
job,
that?
and he had very good numbers. Sunshine and ocean are very alluring.
Can't
It's
take
not
it
too
anymore.
hard to work.
I can't take the
with those
endorsement of Charlie Crist, the Democrat, praising him while going after Ron DeSantis. Okay, he's gone way over the edge now, and I'm sorry. You lost me. You
But remember,
lost me.
if he doesn't run, then all of a sudden,
then everything's fine.
Ron DeSantis
Yeah, that makes it worse to me.
stands on ethanol, I'll say he's fine. What
Right.
the hell is that?
Jeez.
I don't care who he's talking about.
I know.
Just to say, oh, he's totally fine on this if he's not against me. That's a bad look.
It's very bad. Very bad. DeSantis isn't even in the race, and he's bashing him like this. I don't know. It shows his insecurity to me. To me, his immaturity and his insecurity. And he shouldn't be doing it. And he's just going to piss people like me off. That's not helpful.
I was looking
That is
up
not helpful.
the Speaker of the House vote from 2017. So January 2017. Who was the one Republican in the House who voted against Paul Ryan? Who do you think it was?
Ron DeSantis. No, I don't
Thomas
know.
Massey, of course.
Oh, okay. One voted against him?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know how many different votes he had.
Interesting. Crist did not do a great job in Florida. He did not have good numbers, and DeSantis beat him by 20 points in the last election. And yet, Donald Trump is so insecure that he has to bash DeSantis over it, just in case he gets into the race.
Oh, you're talking about Ron DeSantis?
Yeah. Is it DeSanctus? Is it DeSanctimonious? Why don't you choose one?
He's had better nicknames.
Yeah, he has.
I'll say.
He has.
Donald Trump that's not his strongest nickname offering.
And I guess he's in favor of burning food for fuel, right? With the ethanol thing. Yeah, it's been a great idea. I continue to love the idea, and it worked out so well in our cars that why not keep pushing ethanol?
Right, but like you said, I mean, food's so cheap these days.
Yeah.
You can.
It's in such plentiful supply that go ahead and burn a lot of it for fuel. Burn all of it for fuel. Who cares? I don't know.
That's a good way to start the day, right?
Yeah. It sure is. Because
Oh no.
he's still gonna have the people who, and I don't know. It's probably a big percentage who are pissed that we're just even taking issue with it. You know. Because everything he says is golden, everything is wonderful, everything is right, everything is fantastic, and you can't defy him on anything.
I'm looking at these clips here on the sheet that are coming up, and I'm thinking, well, I mean, we could talk about, something else, like the news of the day and, banks collapsing in Europe this morning.
That's fun.
Help us. It's the dominoes are beginning to fall, I'm afraid, worldwide. What was it? Credit Suisse?
Credit Suisse, yeah.
And what was the French bank that collapsed this morning? BNP Paribas, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
So that one they had to halt trading on that one.
Credit Suisse is the 8th largest bank in the world.
Yeah.
Went down. Just went under.
And this French bank has 2.6, I think, trillion in assets or something. I mean, it's
really it's in the trillions.
It's a big boy, and they had to halt trading on it because the stock was plummeting so fast this morning. So it's a good day for the economies of the world. Your digital currency and your Klaus Schwab, boy, they are.
But don't worry about the contagion. The contagion's contained.
Yeah, are we gonna bail out these banks too?
Hopefully, we leave that to the French and the Swiss. But I wouldn't be surprised.
So
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yesterday we were talking about there's not enough money in the FDIC program to cover.
Not nearly enough.
So basically, it's half. I was reading about this morning. Half of what is needed to cover all of the. Because remember now, the Biden administration has thrown out the 250,000 rule.
Right.
Apparently, that's the whole thing.
We as taxpayers don't have to worry about it because it's all coming from FDIC insurance.
And so how they're making up for that, like we said, they'll probably just print more money, which of course they will. But their thinking is, because he said in his speech, they're going to raise the rates for banks to pay into the FDIC thing. So they have half of what they need on hand. Sure they do. And then the other, they're just going to raise the fees, which banks are just going to raise rates, like ATM fees or your checking fees, your late fees, all this stuff. If you bounce a check, all these things are now going to go up so that they can pay these higher rates into the FDIC program. But if you have one more bank fall, they already don't have enough to cover all of this. These two banks that just it's an. And again, why is there a two? Remember when you were a kid, you'd walk up to the bank and you'd see a little plaque there, and it would say, federally insured up to $250,000. That means nothing. You can get rid of those now because apparently everything's too big to fail. And now you've got Europe involved. This is going to get really ugly and really fast, I'm afraid.
It's already ugly. And it'll probably get worse before it gets better. Speaking of Ron DeSantis in Florida, we got the trans radicals that don't like the attempt to stop the sex changes for kids.
How dare you try to stop kids from being butchered?
Push it back just a bit on that. Here's one of them.
They're so good.
The board right now is a road test for authoritarianism in the United States. How can you sort of separate, demonize, stigmatize an entire group of people in order to build the type of society that religious zealots want? And they're trying this. And eerily, what I get confused by is why people don't see that that's what's happening. Don't understand that in some ways that this is a prototype, just like the early 1930s were in Germany. I'm not saying that this is an equivalent period in terms of what is ultimately going.
But they did road test everything.
Why?
Ron DeSantis and the legislators of Florida, they're road testing this what was it called? This tyranny. What do we call it? Dictatorship. Religious zealotry.
Yeah, you're a religious zealot if you want to protect children from their sexualized garbage. Okay. Only religious zealots care about protecting their kids from psychotic extremists like that. Okay. Got it. I got it.
But if you're taking flack from both sides, right? You must be over the target because he's getting from the left and the right. He's got Trump on one hand coming at him, and you've got this drag queen on. Nice get though by MSNBC. Hey, do we have anybody that can put on cake their face? Some dude that can just
Amari? Was it Amara? Amara Jones? Put up the very beginning of that so we can see the name of this person, because I don't want to dead name them or use an improper pronoun, certainly. So
we got a picture of this individual that was just on MSNBC.
Yeah, just a still shot. Just put up on the screen.
Just hit the old play button.
I think it was Amara. Anyway, yesterday we also had the clip of Joe Biden, and there's Amara Jones.
I mean,
lovely.
that's
lovely,
right?
Aren't they?
Okay, don't try to
beautiful.
Don't with your flowery language.
Yeah,
you say lovely, I say hot.
Okay, yeah, it's acceptable.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
That is
don't even
not pretty.
And they don't understand that we want to protect children from creeps who are trying to sexualize them. They don't understand that. How could you possibly want to protect children from that? I don't know. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty extreme.
I'll tell you what it is. It's early 1930s Germany.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think that's the first thing that Hitler did, right? When he took over power, he was like, all right, now we've got to stop letting them cut up children.
Yeah. Right. Unreal. It's just unbelievable.
The world is lost, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's not coming back.
It's completely upside down. And just like we talked about yesterday and we've talked about so many times, everything's upside down. Everything that is good is being made to seem bad. And everything bad is being made to seem good. And it's just completely flipped around. So we had the clip yesterday of Biden talking about the trans bill in Florida. There was much more to that, though, than we actually played. we actually cut him off a little too soon.
Well, yeah, I mean, he set up his story about trans kids with Jeffy sent this. He's like, hey, did you guys see this part of the interview? And what year was the old man born? When was he born?
Biden?
Yeah. Joe Biden.
1795?
1942. Okay. So as he's telling this story, remember, he's getting a ride from his dad. So he's not 16 yet. So the latest this story could be, I did the math. Yeah, even me, Keith math. He's got like 1957, right?
Right.
Okay. So put yourself in 1957 at the latest when he's telling this story. Here we go.
Every auntie and uncle that I have is beyond disappointed that there hasn't been a wedding yet. But Cardi B is going to marry us, apparently officiate our wedding, which would be nice. But my question for you, Mr. President, is you codified support for same-sex marriage and interracial marriages like ours. I'm curious what your evolution was like on marriage equality and what the federal government might be able to do to protect LGBTQ Americans, especially trans kids who are dealing with all these regressive state laws that are popping up right now.
Oh, my God.
I can remember exactly where my epiphany was.
Okay.
I haven't thought much about it, to tell you the truth. And I was a senior in high school.
18, okay.
And my dad was dropping me off. And I remember about to get out of the car, and I looked to my right, and two well-dressed men in suits kissed each other. I mean, they gave each other a kiss.
1959.
And then one looked like he was heading to the DuPont building, and one looked like he headed to the Hercules Corporation building.
Shut up,
And
you
I'll never
lying
forget, I turned and looked
sack
at
of
my dad.
crap.
He said, Joey, it's simple. They love each other.
They love each other, Joey.
It's
Sure.
simple. No, I'm not
He was
joking.
just so open. He's not joking.
It's simple. They love
It
each
was
other.
that open. And so were
And
they
it's
in
never been-
1959, 60.
It's never been.
Not a joke.
It's just
not a
that
joke.
simple. It doesn't matter.
It's not a joke.
whether
It's a lie.
Whether
It's a
same
flat-out
sex
lie.
or a heterosexual couple, they should be able to be married.
You don't like this?
What is the problem?
Gosh.
So listen to your auntie and your uncle. Get married. Do it now.
Okay.
Don't wait. Transgender
Okay,
kids is a
stop.
really harder day.
Stop.
And
I
this is
can't
where he
take
gets
it.
into his trans kid thing that drove us nuts yesterday.
Are you serious?
Sinful.
So we're expected to believe he's going to high school. Two men in business suits are kissing. They're making out on the street in 1959
5960
or
school year.
1960 because that was so prevalent, so common.
Everywhere. I mean, right.
I mean, how many times growing up, even in the 70s and 80s, I remember seeing men and women same-sex makeouts all the time. Don't you? I mean, it happened every day. Every single day. That's just a flat-out lie, and everybody knows it. I mean, that is absurd.
So there you go.
Even if it did happen, we should look up his same-sex marriage policy at any point during his political career up to about 2012.
Oh, no, was
he in favor of same-sex marriage? Because that's when he had his epiphany, was in 59-60. So he should have been for it the entire time, because that's what he's alluding to here.
And of course, everyone has picked up on this. When he says, not a joke,
It is
ready
a joke.
for the lie that he's about to tell, which was the story of the guys in 1959 kissing. I'd have to look up his whole
we got to find that because
record. But it's nice to see the guy
that's a lie.
from Designated Survivor interviewing the president. You used to watch that show, right? That guy there, Cal Penn, was in that show. Keith Sutherland.
Okay.
Did you not watch that show?
I did not.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. My bad.
I did not watch it.
I figured.
I know
every
I've seen
Kiefer-
this guy somewhere, though. I've seen him on something. I don't know what. But I didn't realize he was gay, which is fine.
Yeah, not that there's anything wrong with that.
No.
And we're just saying. I didn't know.
Right,
I didn't know either.
I didn't know.
Let's see, what has he been in besides that? I'm sure he's done.
I think there's been a number of things.
Oh, he was in Smile. Have you seen that yet?
I have not seen Smile.
I haven't either.
No.
Great ads, right? A lot of stuff that I don't recognize. Oh, Harold and Kumar.
Okay.
Okay, all right. There we go.
All right.
All right. So anyway.
Huh.
Your president just telling truths.
That's all he's doing Yeah. Just talking about his epiphanies, which came a long time before the rest of the planet was enlightened.
Not a joke.
Not a joke. He was so enlightened back in the day. Because his dad said, Joey, they're in love. Simple as that. And his dad was so open-minded in the 50s and 60s. Yeah. That's so great. What wonderful people these Bidens are and have always been. Good for them. Good for them. Can't wait to find out one statement he made before, let's say, 2012 on same-sex marriage.
Okay. All right.
We're going to chew the fat with Jeffy next.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Got some tweets here. Lamb19662 tweets, I really wish Trump would stop attacking Ron DeSantis. Oh, you and me both, brother. You and me both.
No kidding. That's really bad.
Really
bad look.
It's a bad look.
It's
a bad feel. It doesn't make any sense. People like Ron DeSantis. Even if they like Trump better, they still like Ron DeSantis.
Right.
Did you see the approval rating? I saw, I don't know, Fox did an approval rating on all the leading candidates that people think are going to be running. Anyway, Trump had like 80% from Republicans. Okay. DeSantis had 76%. And his unlikability was way higher than DeSantis. I think it was 18% dislike. DeSantis had 6% dislike.
Wow.
Nobody dislikes Ron DeSantis.
Right.
Why would you? Now, Trump's trying to reposition him as some sort of traitor because he's not being loyal to him because he endorsed him once. It's just, don't get me started.
I know, it's maddening.
It is. Caffeinated Texan tweets, Trump just said, I have no principles. I just attack my perceived enemy.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he essentially said.
Yeah. I mean,
he's burning down his own party and making never-Trumpers in the process. Bad strategy, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, he literally said DeSantis sucks on ethanol, but if he decides not to run, I'll say he's great on ethanol. I mean, what the hell?
Right.
Should I say it? I probably shouldn't. All right, I'll say it. Okay.
You knew he was going to say it from the beginning.
Thanks, Don. No, let us beg you.
Right. Hey, please bash Ron DeSantis. Nobody's asking for that. Nobody.
No one wants it.
And somebody should tell him. If he can't get it on his own, there's got to be an advisor, his daughter, somebody. Hey, Dad, this is not good for you.
I mean,
okay?
She technically is out.
Yeah, she's
right?
not part of the team anymore.
But I mean, maybe she makes a phone call across the bay from the island. Hey, Dad,
stop. It's not
just
helping.
Want to say hi.
You're
How
not
you
helping
doing?
yourself here.
Maybe you ought to zip it on DeSantis, okay?
From Dr. Mojo Martian, does no one remember the 2016 election? This is exactly how Trump won that. He attacked everyone. Yeah, but these were not
different
beloved
times.
people.
Different times.
Yeah, completely different
Way
times.
different times. And he had better nicknames because his butler was the guy giving him all the nicknames. If you remember the actual story behind Donald Trump. We want to dig deep into the Trump life. It was the butler that was giving him all the great nicknames. And the butler is no longer around. So that's why Donald hasn't had great nicknames in a long time.
You know what else is pissing off Trump right now?
So
DeSantis is not responding.
I'm not bashing Trump. I'm just saying that's the facts.
He wants him to respond so
he wants
badly.
a fight. He wants a fight desperatly.
Because he'll step in it when he starts doing that. And I think he's very smart not to respond to any of this stuff.
And by the way, we all assume he's running, but he hasn't even stepped in the race.
Very true. Yeah,
and he's still just the governor of the great state of Florida.
Got to get that law changed first, right?
Yeah.
You got to get that. That'll probably be the last thing they do for the session, right? They'll tweak that.
Yeah.
And then as soon as the session is done, that'll be the last. That'll
be the last. Be governor and run. Go ahead. Get out of here.
Go ahead. All right. Time to chew the fat with Jeffy.
Wow.
When you get stuck between the moon and New York City, your name is Jeffy. That much is true. When Jeffy, he does as he pleases. Yeah, okay. All right.
I continue to wait for it to go. It never does.
It never does. You know it's never going to, right?
I know yesterday, big surprise too, by the way, now that I'm looking at you. Big surprise that there's someone in your neighborhood you don't like. Anyway, that really was a shock to me. I know yesterday was a pie day.
Oh, yeah.
So you're probably still full from all the pie you ate. But in honor of National Ranch Day coming up on Friday, the ranch, the flavoring, the dressing, not the actual
St. Patrick's Day. That day's already taken.
Van Leeuwen, a national ice cream chain, is launching a Hidden Valley Ranch flavored ice cream sold exclusively up at the old
sounds
Walmart.
Nasty. No, thank you.
Includes buttermilk, herbs, and a touch of sweetness.
No, thank you.
Company recommends it's paired with salty snacks. So it's going to be on sale starting the 20th of this month, coming up this Friday through the 28th of May. So for a couple of months.
What kind of freak would eat?
I don't know. I mean,
ranch
you remember
ice cream?
This is the same
Who
company.
would do that, Jeffy? What kind of freak?
Van Leeuwen, the ice cream company.
No, they produced it. They're not eating it.
Right?
Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, their story actually is an incredible story alone. I mean, they started with one little truck. And now, now look at them.
I
know they're selling ranch ice cream at the Walmarts. Remember they sold the Kraft macaroni and cheese flavored ice cream in 2021? I mean, they sold like 6,000 pints in an hour. Sold out.
Really?
Yeah.
That sounds nasty
macaroni
too.
And cheese ice cream.
Thanks.
I know. Well, I know.
I'm not a big fan of the super sweet with the savory thing, like like when you put a hamburger between two donuts.
Yeah, I did not
that
like
kind
that.
of. I don't like that.
I didn't like that.
Yeah,
I had that once. We did have at the fair. Yeah, it was not good.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It was not good.
No.
And if that wasn't delicious enough, the Hershey Company announced 2 new dairy-free plant-based chocolate products. The Reese's plant-based peanut butter cups and Hershey's plant-based extra creamy with almonds and sea salt. They'll be available starting this month. The peanut butter cups,
plant-based.
Almond.
Hold on.
You got to be kidding.
Hold on. You had okay. I remember this audience saw that and was like, "Wait, isn't cocoa?"
Yeah, plant-based.
Well, yeah,
and aren't peanuts
peanuts
plant-based?
from the
Yeah. Yeah. So what's new about that?
Well, they're not. These are made with oats and not milk. So it's vegan.
Oh, okay. Milk is in.
Okay.
Now you can make the case that the dairy cows are eating the grass.
Thank you.
So one could make that case.
Plant-based centered life.
One could make that case.
Couldn't one?
Look, the peanut butter cups has the same number of calories as a regular 2-pack of Reese's peanut butter cups, 210
It does?
according to this. So.
What's
That's
the advantage
point.
then?
I know there's no advantage except that you're just not eating. Except there's only advantage is that you're
plant-based.
Is that you're
plant-based centered life.
Yeah.
Okay. And plus you can virtue signal by sitting them on your desk at work and people walk by and go, oh, "Look at you. That's
you got plant-based Reese's."
You
got plant-based and you got plant-based. Reminder to subscribe to my daily podcast, Chewing the Fat. Chewing the Fat with Jeff Fisher, available wherever you get your podcasts. Subscribe and enjoy Chewing the Fat with Jeff Fisher. Also, while I'm at it, on Pat Gray Overtime today, since you, Pat, are going to be down the hall doing the Glenn Beck radio thing, we, Keith and myself, are going to air the Michael Irvin video that was released yesterday by him from the Marriott.
Where he supposedly was so...
Yes. We'll go over that $100 million lawsuit against Marriott in Arizona. There may be some cash paid out. BlazeTV.com/Pat and become a Blaze TV subscriber. Catch Overtime. Sad news, or maybe just news anyway. Meta is going to stop creating and selling NFTs for Facebook and Instagram.
Oh, no.
I know.
Oh, no.
I mean, it's been almost a year.
Gonna stop?
It's been almost a year
How
since
can you
they
stop?
started
That's such a
the NFTs
big part of life
on Facebook and Instagram. I know. I know.
Man.
I'm just breaking the news to
Has
you.
he done a single smart thing since he went with the Meta deal?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Well, here's the deal, right? I mean, they just announced yesterday they're going to let go of another 10,000 employees.
I know.
And they laid off 11,000 4 months ago. Plus, they're closing. They had 5,000 other open roles that they're not filling. Those are just going to go away. So, according to a former Meta employee, though,
that's a lot of jobs.
I know, but they're still, according to this, they still have a higher head count than it did before the pandemic. They said in the boom times of 2020 and 2021, they hired more than 27,000 employees. So they're still up from the 27,000 almost to kind of break back to where they were.
Mm-hmm.
But according to there was a viral video from one of the Meta employees that said we were just sitting there fighting to find work. And that's inside. They talked about, there was a Wired report that talked about ghosts in the machines, employees that were brought on to launch new products and then just stayed on the payroll when the products went away. So they were just, you work for Meta? Yep. Yep. Hanging out here on the Facebook campus, getting free food, living large, making a paycheck.
Playing
that's
some
a good
video
gig.
games.
Right.
Yeah.
What are you working on?
Some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good gig.
A lot of those high-tech companies, that's exactly what they do.
I know.
I mean, the
That's why
employees have been so spoiled.
That's why they were so mad at Elon.
That even if they do have an actual job that they're supposed to be accomplishing, a lot of times, they're doing all the other stuff. They're eating the catered food and playing the games that they've got for them. And
come in, you got to eat breakfast at the breakfast bar.
Yeah.
Grab your coffee, chocolate, mocha, caramel. Coffee, take upstairs.
You're plant-based.
Right, all plant-based, and then hang out in one of the quiet rooms while you finish your coffee and look at the day's calendar.
Then maybe go play a little foosball.
Well, it's an exercise. You got to go down to the exercise room and hang out. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
That sure is.
I mean, wait till the real world creeps into their lives.
Well, it's starting to now.
Yeah, it is. It is, but we'll see. Let me tell you about Eden Pure Thunderstorm air purifiers, because if you've got some, nasty smells in your house, or maybe you're getting sick from the mold and mildew and bacteria and viruses floating around, Eden Pure Thunderstorm air purifier will take care of that. It uses oxy molecules. The oxy technology sends out O3 molecules into the air, which seek out odors and air pollutants and destroy them. Doesn't cover them up with perfumes. It destroys them. It eliminates all that stuff. It's called the Thunderstorm because it purifies the air in your home a lot like the air is purified outside after a thunderstorm. It's really great stuff. It's so easy. You don't have to change any filters or any of that. You take it out of the box, you plug it into the wall, you turn it on, and it works. And right now you can save $200 on an Eden Pure Thunderstorm 3-pack. You'll get 3 units for under $200. That's a fraction of what you'd pay compared to the other air purifiers that can cost you over $600. Go to EdenPureDeals.com, put in the discount code PAT, and save $200. EdenPureDeals.com, discount code PAT. Shipping is free.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right, welcome back to Pat Gray Unleashed, Chewing the Fat segment ongoing. Be sure to subscribe to my daily podcast, Chewing the Fat with Jeff Fisher. How about those Academy Awards, huh?
How about them?
Woo! Man, was it fun to watch. I actually did sit through them. It was probably
Did you really?
They were so boring.
You watched?
It was boring.
You're the one.
Huh.
I did. Well, they claim it was the biggest audience since 2020.
Well, if you were watching, it was.
So
So it went from none to you. So
apparently
none to one. Congratulations.
They said they had 18.7 million viewers.
Oh, that's a lie. Get out of here.
Up 12% from last year's Oscars. That's what they said. Climbing back out of the dumpster. I mean, when you look at the chart from 2000, from the year 2000, and they were up over 40 million viewers. Man, 46 million in 2000.
Yeah, look at that.
And they stayed pretty steady. Jeez. I know. And then you get down into the 2000 teens, It's about 2016, right? You Braz?
Look at the decline.
Holy
From 2014. You had 43.7, 36.6, 34.3, 32.9, 26.5, 29.6, 23.6, 10.4. It was cut in half from 2020 to 2021, and then last year it went up a little bit to 15.36.
Okay, so
and then this year they claim 18.7.
You see that decline from what 2004 down to 2008. That's probably bashing Bush, Iraq, and all that stuff, right?
Yep.
And then the same thing happened again in 2016, like you said.
I would make the case that about 2015, where we started dropping down. I know,
Bashing Trump.
and also social media. Social media has played such a huge role.
Became
now.
much more prevalent.
We've all seen the clips. We hear what you had to say. We've watched. We've listened to your tweet, or read your tweets and your Instagrams.
You bore
your
the
stories.
crap out of us.
We'll
just see who won afterwards.
Just tell us. Just tell us who
So,
won.
honest question, Jeffy, because you're on social media and you follow this stuff very closely. Why did you feel it necessary? Like, why did you decide to sit there and actually watch it from start to finish?
I thought, I don't know. I honestly, I don't know, but especially since I should have just flipped over and watched The Last of Us. Because I watched The Last of Us on Monday, but it was airing the same time as the Oscars, and they got 8.2 million up against the Oscars.
Wow.
I mean, I've been enjoying. I mean, The Last of Us, that was the season finale.
Yeah.
Awesome. I mean, the season.
There's going to be a season 2, right?
Absolutely. There has to be. Season 1 mirrored the game almost perfectly.
Right. That's what my son said.
Yeah, my son too was like, that was great. They mirrored it the same way. Now, apparently, I in my head and out loud to my son, I wrote season 2, and apparently that's not the way season 2 happened in the game.
Oh, really?
So they need to call me or something, email me, chewingthefat@theblaze.com.
If season 2 follows the game like season 1 did, then Ellie, one of the stars, she's going to be much older. She's going to be like a young adult now.
Yeah.
And I think that Joel is still part of it, and so it'd be interesting.
And they also said that they've already they've rubber stamped the season 2 already. They said that
2025 though is what I'm hearing. That's 2 years from. I'm going to forget completely about it by then.
They've got to knock that out this year.
I know.
They got to knock that out this year. But they claim that season 2 of the game will be more than one season.
Oh, really?
So like they did season 1 and was the whole season 1 of the game.
Yeah.
And I read today that they talked about making season 2 of the game a couple of seasons on TV.
Huh. Well, they need
stretching it out, but we need to pick up the pace.
All of these
absolutely
streaming shows need to pick up the pace.
We've got
I have some good news for you, though.
Okay.
Ted Lasso returns today.
It's today.
Oh, yeah. Excellent.
Nice.
I mean, Perry Mason is back on HBO finally. We got Succession, the final season starting. Awesome.
Episode 3, I believe, of The Mandalorian.
Right.
So
there you go. There's still some good programming.
Yeah.
Just get to them faster on the season.
I know.
Let's go.
So we don't completely forget about it and lose that feeling. Like, oh yeah, I remember years ago I used to watch that.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
We were playing the president a short time ago before the Chewing the Fat update.
Who's great,
Jeffy.
by the way.
Oh, I mean, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Tremendous.
Wow.
We've got some great people in office.
Don't we, though?
We had Nancy Pelosi telling us that Joe Biden was in great shape.
Yeah.
And let's get behind him.
Yep.
We have Senator Fetterman in the hospital still, right? Over depression.
Yeah, Senator Feinstein.
Feinstein wandering around, not knowing where she is. We got Mitch McConnell. Just released from the hospital after he fell at the Waldorf Astoria.
Cracked his shell.
Oopsie daisies.
Yeah, I mean, he got a concussion, cracked a rib, and I found it really strange when they released him from the hospital. They sent him to a rehab facility. He didn't go home.
Yeah.
I mean, the wife was saying, no, we're not having any rehab doctors or nurses trampsing through the house. Mitch, you can go turtle yourself at the rehab center, okay? I mean, really? The senator? The top senator
Senate minority.
It's going to go to a rehab joint?
Yeah.
Man, times are tough at Mitch's
The Senate's
house.
becoming a nursing home.
Right.
Which is great.
Anyway,
it's great. That's what I like to see.
Well, then it got me thinking about that with Joe Biden. I don't know why.
Well, we didn't get to the climate change talk, and I'm sure that's powerful.
You're going to love this,
right?
For sure.
So here he is talking climate change. The president.
I never would have imagined 12 years ago that something as sweeping on climate as the Inflation Reduction Act would have happened. So my question really, and I was watching all of this unfold, is who or what created the political space for you to take that kind of action?
Young people.
Young people.
Young people.
Young people.
That generation between 18 and 35 now.
Indoctrinated.
They're the ones that created the space. They had enough of it. They had enough of it. I mean, they showed up in the 2020 election. They showed up in the 2022 election. And we passed the largest environmental plan in all of history, over $368 billion. We got it done. And what happened was Mother Nature let her wrath be seen in the last 2 years. For example, I have traveled on helicopter over more forest area burned to the ground than the entire state
by the way, when did that
Maryland.
happen?
That's how much is burned to the ground. Floods, droughts, all the things. And so people can't deny it anymore.
Yeah, we
don't
can.
keep the temperature
Pause it
from
for a
going
second.
above 1.
The lies continue to spill out of his stupid, cognitively declined face.
I don't remember him flying over all this burned land.
He's probably talking California.
Land.
I don't know. What's he talking about? It's the size of Maryland.
Know.
But the thing is, we haven't had any more drought or flooding than we've ever had. It's the same as it's ever been. The same amount of disasters. In fact, in some cases, like tornadoes, we've had less. We've had fewer. We had fewer hurricanes last year. What did we have? One?
Oh, maybe.
That hit mainland America? I mean, I don't know how they continue this to perpetrate this absolute bald-faced lie.
Look at what's going on right now in this country. We have a nor'easter on the East Coast.
Right, never happened before.
Atmospheric rivers on the West Coast.
Oh my gosh!
Before.
I know. What did I hear?
Rivers.
It's the 21st atmospheric river this season. I heard on the radio this morning. I'm like, what the hell is that? What?
Atmospheric
river.
river.
I love they call the storms atmospheric rivers.
I love that.
There's quite a bit more of this clip to get to.
All right, let's hear it. Let's hear it. I don't know if I can take it. But
0.5 degrees Celsius raised. Now we're in real trouble.
Wait. Go back about 10 seconds if you can. What?
There's no way that's true.
Wait, what?
There's no way that's true.
Is he saying the temperature's gone? Oh, let's hear it.
Yes, he is.
No.
Droughts, all the things. And so people can't deny it anymore.
Yeah,
if we don't keep the temperature from going above 1.5 degrees Celsius raised, then we're in real trouble. That whole generation is damned. I mean, it's not hyperbole.
Yes, it
really,
is.
truly,
It literally is.
And that's why the first meeting I had with the so-called, G7, they want to talk about what was my initiative on energy, on dealing with moving toward. For example, I called all the automakers and truck makers and asked them to come to the South Lawn the first year.
Didn't call Tesla.
And to try to talk them into doing something more, going electric. And within 5 weeks, all of them agreed they were going to go electric, 50% by 2030, and by 2050, all electric.
Oh, gosh, I can't with this guy. Help us, Jesus, please help us.
I know. Literally, we just need that divine intervention.
That's the only thing left, man.
I can't take it. I'm so filled with rage when I listen to this guy.
Can we please play the first?
Do you know, Pat, if we don't keep the planet?
Yeah. Within 1.5 degrees Celsius?
We're doomed.
Yeah.
Please play the first 10 seconds of this clip again, Kayla. I just want to listen to the question again.
I never would have imagined 12 years ago that something as sweeping on climate as the Inflation Reduction Act.
All right, pause it.
Would have.
Okay, so it's the Inflation Reduction Act.
Right.
They spend the entire. How long is this clip? That entire clip is 2 minutes long. There's nothing about inflation,
right?
And we know this was
it's a climate
and
bill,
we realize this. I know this isn't breaking news that it was a climate bill, but I would like to point out that in the last year, after inflation had gone up for a year, so in a year since that, Electricity is up 12.9% year to year. Natural gas 14.3. Groceries up 10.2. Rent or shelter up 8.2. And real hourly wage down 1.3% when you take into the fact the inflation. So your stupid ass Inflation Reduction Act has done nothing
but drive up inflation.
To think that
it's made it worse.
Anything but a boondoggle for green energy companies. It's enraging to sit here and listen to that guy.
You know what's good too is like with
$368 billion, and inflation hasn't been affected at all on the downward.
It's a special time in your life with the people that read your meters underread. And then, so you get a bill that you go, oh, that's not bad.
Yes.
But then the next reading, they get it right, so they make up for the under reading.
Like it's raining or something. They estimate.
Right.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to come
out of the truck.
And then you get a bill the next time that's $8 million. That's fun. It is fun.
I have had those phone calls.
It is fun.
And that's how it was explained to me. It may have been raining the day he was going through your neighborhood, and they just estimated.
I had the guy come out, and I put a new cover on it so you can see it better. Oh, did you? Thank you. I appreciate it.
So you can see it better.
Did you?
You just gotta laugh, because otherwise I'd be so blind with rage. I would. This climate change thing.
Oh man,
is so outrageous. I'm so tired of hearing the lies come out of their fat faces.
And they continue. They just
every
double
time.
down on it.
Yeah.
I mean, they've gone beyond doubling down.
Despite the fact that any legitimate person that speaks on this subject will tell you, no, it's about the same. All the climate disasters are about the same or less. In fact, less people have died in the last 50 years from climate disasters than in the whole history of the world. I mean, far fewer disasters have happened
with a much bigger population to draw from.
Thank you.
That there's ever been.
Yes. Yes.
Insanity.
And season after season, we see the hurricanes that do not materialize, that they thought it was going to be a horrible hurricane season. Right. It was one of the quietest we've had in a long time. Tornadoes, the same thing. I mean, we do still have deadly tornadoes, as we always have, but they're fewer than they have been. They're not more frequent and more intense. They're not. They're the opposite of that.
So you don't want to build back better, apparently.
I don't want to build back better. No, I do not. Okay. And about his, in fact, we were going to revisit whether or not he was always in support of gay marriage. We found out, no, he certainly wasn't.
Wait, what?
Despite his epiphany back in 1959 when he was a senior in high school. Yeah. Despite that, he voted for the Defense of Marriage Act, which said marriage is between a man and a woman.
Yeah, I've heard that. Okay.
And he voted for that.
He voted for that, huh?
What a hater. What a bigot.
That doesn't sound progressive at all.
Joey, it's simple. They love each other.
He eventually voted for Don't Ask, Don't Tell.
Okay, whoa.
Weird.
That doesn't sound right.
That's weird.
That's not a progressive.
No, not when you had an epiphany in 1960. What are you doing? What are you doing? You saw the two gay men kissing.
Yeah. Not a joke.
Not a joke.
Now, we have a clip. Do we know what year this is from, Riley? Of Joe Biden talking about...
I think this is 2006, right?
2006. Okay, yeah. Let's see what he said.
All right.
The president used his radio address yesterday and tomorrow in the Rose Garden to talk about a constitutional amendment to ban gay marriage.
You know, think about this.
Think about this.
The world's going to Hades in a handbasket. We are desperately concerned about the circumstance relating to avian flu. We don't have enough vaccines. We don't have enough police officers. And we're going to debate the next 3 weeks, I'm told, gay marriage, a flag amendment, and God only knows what else. I can't believe the American people can't see through this. We already have a law, the Defense of Marriage Act, where we've all voted, not where I voted and others said, look, marriage is between a man and a woman, and states must respect that.
Right.
Nobody's violated that law. There's been no challenge to that law. Why do we need a constitutional amendment? Marriage is between a man and a woman. What's the game going on here?
Wow.
You tell me, Mr. I'm going to change my mind in just a few years.
Well, we've evolved.
I mean, that's
We've
incredible.
evolved.
It's incredible.
Mists of time have changed or something.
Yeah, that was
Yes.
Hillary's thing. Yeah. The foundational principles of mankind was marriages between a man and a woman. And a few years later, not so much.
People are so transparent. It's grotesque
Oh, my gosh.
when your neighbor's named Greg can't see it.
Wait, your neighbor's
what?
named Greg?
Oh, was that too specific?
That seems pretty specific.
Was that guy's name on TV named Greg?
No, I'm just saying, like, generally speaking, like people at work, people at the water cooler, you see in the store, that they can't see this stuff. People named Greg live around the block. If they can't see this stuff, it drives you nuts. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but I'm not really understanding where the guy named Greg
I'm just
is
throwing out
coming
a
in on
random
this.
name.
Okay.
I don't know.
I will say I'm trying to remember if I've ever met a Greg I liked. I don't know.
Oh boy.
I don't know.
Oh, see? Cracked the code, did we? Is there a Greg out there that's cool that listens to this show?
It's possible.
Make yourself known. Otherwise,
Otherwise,
it's out
we're
there.
just going to assume there's
Yeah.
no good Gregs.
No good
It's
Gregs.
out there.
I know a good Greg.
You do?
I have a
okay.
friend in Houston named Greg. Yeah.
Ooh,
Don't
yeah, but
ruin the
Houston,
bit.
no.
Don't
Sorry.
do that. Don't.
Sorry.
Houston, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Dirtiest city in America.
Yeah. The what? I'm sorry.
Dirtiest city in America.
Dirtiest city in
Yeah.
America?
Oh
That's
yeah.
BS.
While you were out, we had that.
Get outta
had
here.
that list.
Dirtiest city in
That's
America.
a lie. That's an absolute flat out lie.
I
What's a
don't know.
dirtier one?
San Francisco.
See, that's where you get me.
New
I think you
Orleans.
might have something there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
New York.
New Orleans.
I'm just telling
Los
you
Angeles,
I'm just telling you
Seattle,
what
Portland.
What the list said.
Actually,
Okay.
I think you've just tapped into something. The large American city is lost.
Mm-hmm.
It's just they are third world hellholes now in this country.
Yep.
There's a video from Philadelphia that I've seen a couple times in my feed where this guy is just sitting in his car, and I don't know how long he was there. I know you edited together, but the stuff that he recorded happening in downtown Philadelphia, it's shocking. I mean, he saw a lady have her purse stolen by another lady. He just sees people stumbling in the streets, people clearly on drugs, rolling around, and he's just sitting there. And again, I don't know how long this footage was, originally recorded, but it's just, that's Philadelphia, USA. I'll try to find this. I mean, it is so sad.
All right, let me tell you about Birch Gold. Everything's going to hell. There's a whole bunch of banking closures today that are going on around the world. You want to protect yourself and your savings. That's why you buy gold. And right now, when you buy gold, you get a free safe to store it in on qualifying purchases from Birch Gold Group now through March 31st, so the end of the month. They'll ship a free safe directly to your door. Just text PAT to 989-898 to get your free info kit on gold and claim eligibility for your free safe. Here's the deal. The Fed keeps raising rates because it's the only tool that they have to keep inflation under control, and it's not working. You can't spend your way out of inflation. And you've seen the impact on the stock market. You've seen what is happening with the banks in this country and, again, around the world. So please hedge inflation by owning gold, whether physical gold and silver in your safe or through an IRA in precious metals, where you can hold real gold and silver in a tax-sheltered retirement account. Birch Gold has an A-plus rating with the BBB. Thousands of satisfied customers. Just text PAT to 989898 for your free info kit on gold and claim eligibility for your free home safe by March 31st on qualifying purchases. Again, text PAT to 989898.
Pat Gray.
It's going to sound weird when they switch up the music for the podcast.
I hope they don't.
Why do they do that? Is it only okayed on?
No, I think it's just one channel audio. I don't know. I have to get a better answer
all right.
on that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's too many mysteries. We won't try to figure them out here. Got some tweets here. Psycho monkey giblets.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that interview was on Comedy Central. What interview were we talking
Joe
about?
Biden.
Yeah, Joe Biden.
That makes sense now.
Joe Biden. Don Walker tweets, I Googled the two buildings Joe lied about. They're on opposite sides, 2 blocks apart.
Unreal. Thank you, Don.
No
Of course
way.
they are.
No way
course
he
they
could
are.
see them in separate and know where they were going.
Of
Separate.
course they
yeah.
are.
You couldn't see them and know where they're going. That's a great. Thank you for doing that, Don.
I think they were going to this building.
Yeah.
One was going to the other building. Yeah.
Interesting, isn't it?
Of course.
Everything this
Such
man
a lying
says
sack of
is a
crap.
lie.
Right.
It is
Of
just.
course it is.
It's unbelievable, really. And yet, I mean, we should believe it because it's every day. We see it every day.
That's for sure.
Just to get out of the madness for a minute, here's something from a college baseball game between Mississippi Valley State and New Orleans over the weekend. Apparently, there were some really good calls by the umpire.
These are the last 2 pitches of the game, and just enjoy this here.
Okay.
It's a big gamble to take in the 9th.
Whoa, that was low.
1-1.
Whoa.
Called a strike there, and it's 1-2. And oh my, Mims is showing where
it did not. It went below his
1-2
knees.
coming. It's down. Oh!
Are you for real?
He got rung up on ball 2, and the game is over.
He wanted to go home.
Oh my goodness, that is horrific.
All right. So anyway, if you're listening
That's
to this,
awesome.
the pitch is as far away, just a bit outside.
I mean, low and outside.
It was the catcher
By
barely
far.
was able to catch it, and strike 3, game over. So that umpire has
Unreal.
been suspended indefinitely.
Oh, good.
Really?
He wanted that game over. The first pitch was low below the knees.
He was hungry. He wanted to go out and eat.
Yeah, and watch this pitch.
Watch this one. Oh, that's
There's
incredible.
no way that's a strike.
So sad,
Oh, my
man.
gosh.
But that's what you get for complaining.
That's as bad a call as
in
I've
the-
ever seen.
In the old days, that's what you get for complaining, right? You should have shut your mouth. That's right. I'll
Yeah.
strike you out right now.
He
We're
didn't
outta
make
here.
a big. He jumped up and down
Well,
once, but he didn't like get in the ump's face. Besides, it doesn't change the fact that was a ball.
You know, I'm reminded of there's a scene at the end of A League of Their Own. The documentary, A League of Their Own, and they're playing a game at the hall, and the umpire is arguing with this lady over balls and strikes, and the umpire says, and she's complaining that it was it was too high, too low, whatever, and he goes, "That may be a ball tomorrow." And yesterday that may have been a ball, but today is a strike. And that's that's old school thinking.
Yeah.
That's why we're going to robots.
I'm reminded of a story when I had an epiphany on gay marriage.
You are?
And I was in.
Oh.
Yeah. I was in school. My dad was driving me to school and dropped me off. I think it was my senior year, so it was about 1958.
I like story time with that.
1959.
Okay, this is cool.
Yeah. And it was right outside Capitol High School, and these 2 men and 2 women just started making out with each other and falling down, rolling around on the ground and stuff.
Were they
and I looked at my
well-dressed?
dad, and my dad said, "Oh, man, that's simple. It's love. They're in love." Okay. So ever since then, I think of that. You know,
But they were well dressed. Don't forget.
well
right?
dressed.
Well,
yeah.
until they
Well, the
started
men
rolling
were.
around.
The women weren't.
Well,
the women.
The women were
Women had
scantily
swimsuits
dressed.
on. Yeah, they had bikinis on.
Okay, that's a lie. That's a lie because there's never swimsuit weather in Helena, Montana. So you're busted, sir.
Well, they had swimsuits and flak jackets.
Yeah. Okay.
I should
Okay.
say. Because you're never without your flak jacket.
Okay, I need
But
to see that
it's
now
so
from
simple.
somebody.
It's
So simple.
It's so simple.
They're in love.
They're in love.
They love each other. Okay.
Did your dad call you Pat
he
or
called
Joey?
me Patty.
Oh,
at
Patty,
the
yeah.
time. Yeah, Patty.
Yeah.
He said that's Paddy. Patty.
Patty.
It's so simple. They love each other. I'll never forget that.
That's a good sign.
No joke.
Yeah, it was a couple years before I was
joke.
born, so how could I forget it? You know what I mean? Even though I was a senior in high school.
Right.
I mean, that's as believable as Joe Biden's BS. So
guy, man.
ridiculous. I'm so tired of it.
It hurts.
This guy.
It does, and there's nobody in the media that will challenge him on it.
Nobody says,
Come on, man.
What are we
Get
doing?
out of here.
What are we doing?
Speaking of sports, though, Florida A&M has extended a scholarship offer to an 11-year-old football and track star, Rudolph Blaze Ingram. Now, this is happening earlier and earlier. I've heard of 8th graders being offered.
Have to, yeah. Got to be out there, man.
But at 11 years old, you're in 5th or 5th grade. Yeah, maybe 6th, but probably 5th grade. He was named the fastest kid on the planet at 7 years old.
Can't teach speed.
Oh, my gosh. He ran at 11. He ran the 100-meter dash in 13.48 seconds. That broke the ESPN record for the age group. And Ingram has also been clocked at 4.29 in the 40. A 4.29 40 at 11 years old? That's Deion Sanders' speed. Deion Sanders had one of the fastest 40 times ever, and it's right around there.
And if you are a Florida A&M, you got to start early.
Well, yeah,
you need as big of a head start in that relationship as possible.
And here's what happens. Somebody offers, and then everybody will pile on.
The landslide happens, man.
All the Power Fives are coming after this kid. This is going to be quite a ride for him because, geez, in 5th grade, by the time he's a senior in high school, how many offers he's going to? Every college in America will offer him.
So, honest question: when does the NIL deal get started?
Probably very soon.
Probably now. I mean, they'll be dressing him for sure.
And the kid, I'll bet you, if they would allow you to, he'd skip grades and just leave for college right now.
Why not?
Right. At 12 years old, the kid leaves for Division I football. Might be a little soon. Maybe a little.
What
exactly is going on over there?
Flying around.
You're being attacked. It's like a kamikaze
there's some
bug.
kind of bug flying around in here.
That's because we got to leave the door open, so all manner of
close
insects.
Close the door, then.
Yeah, can't.
Oh wait, we can't.
We can't.
Wait, we can't.
Right.
You can't close the door, man. Come on.
I should tell him to come back. I should have never told him to leave.
I know.
When you were on vacation, I told him to get out of here.
Here's
You're
my
making
new
too
thing.
much noise.
If you can't replace the door, how about fix the track so we can at least shut it?
You know what? At this point, I think it'd be easier just to...
I'm okay with that,
just to build a new wall and just keep us in here forever. It might be easier.
Just brick it up. Whatever. All right, 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. Welcome. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Mexico's president, his President Obrador said Monday his country is safer than the United States. Okay. He's pushing back against U.S. critics of his security record following a deadly kidnapping this month near the border that claimed the lives of 2 Americans. A cartel kidnapped 4 Americans, killed 2 of them. And then the cartel apologized for it afterwards.
It's a nicer,
so weird,
cleaner, newer, friendlier cartel.
Yeah.
They turned the guys in and
I will
apologized.
Say they don't want to mess up their customer base. That's why they won't attack. They don't normally attack Americans.
No, they don't.
They don't want to screw. If they kill their clients, who are they going to sell to? So they try to avoid that. There's a couple problems with messing with Americans. One is their client base. The other is that if it gets so bad in Mexico that they're killing Americans, we're coming for them with our military.
Yes, we will definitely.
And they don't want that. They don't want none of that. So Andrés Obrador says that they're safer than we are. I would say that the statistics prove otherwise.
Oh, now you're going to tell me you have some numbers.
31,000 people were murdered in Mexico last year alone. 31,000.
Okay. In America, we got to be up to what? 100,000?
100,000 in America with 3 times the population.
Right.
Okay, triple the population and less murders.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying, it's Disneyland everywhere on the streets of America, because it certainly isn't. But, it's safer than Mexico.
This case has really, really shown the light of his kowtowing to the cartel.
Yeah, yes.
Really bad.
That's really true.
Because he obviously the cartel turned their 5 guys over or whatever.
Yep.
And they're going to go, they'll be in prison. And then we've got the apology letter and all of that. But for him to, say that they're safer than America and America better, I don't know. His other threat that he said something, and I was like, bro.
Yeah. I know.
Calm down.
I know.
Calm down.
I know. Through all of this, they just keep pushing the illegal immigration into America, no matter who the president of that country is.
In the same speech, he talked about he was going to tell his people who to vote for.
Yeah, right.
In that same
he
speech.
was going to tell his people in America who they should vote for.
Right.
So you're going to mess with a U.S. election? Oh, okay. By telling your illegals here who they should vote. By the way, they shouldn't be voting at all. And can you imagine the reverse of this? If the American president was talking about Americans in Mexico voting in a Mexican election, which is illegal, of course.
Sent back then.
And right. When the shoe's on the other foot, it's a little bit different. It's incredible to me that we're the only ones who are expected to put up with this.
I know.
It's incredible. All right. Now, there may be some who feel like the streets of America aren't entirely safe.
Yeah.
And perhaps some of those people reside in Philadelphia. There was a guy who videotaped what was going on in downtown Philly.
This video doesn't include the part where I was talking about the lady sits her purse down, and I forget if she's checking her phone or something, and then some other lady, broad daylight, walks by, picks up her bag, and just keeps walking. And then you see the original lady look down like, where did my bag go? So that's missing from this clip. But yes, I mean, you could see there's just it's just like a day in the life of downtown Philadelphia. Everyone's
there's somebody who's a little
drugged out.
She looks like a zombie or something. Like Walking Dead.
Right.
Oh, no, honey.
I mean, this is just he's sitting in his car. I mean,
really sad.
Panning around, drug deals going down.
Wow.
Or as Jeffy would say, entrepreneurs, you can kill the music, please.
That was the Walking Dead music. It's okay.
Right. All right. Yeah.
Was it Walking Dead?
Yeah.
And then there you go. It's just.
Oh, look at that. That's really just sad. That's just sad.
The city of brotherly love, where.
Look at how many women are all whacked out.
America was founded in this beautiful town.
Oh, jeez. Look at the trash.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, this is happening in one large city after another.
Yeah, this is just not Philly. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
Gosh.
I mean, it's just.
I had no idea it was so bad.
One scene of devastation after another.
No idea. This is heartbreaking.
Yeah, presumably this is just the day in the life.
You're right. How far is this from Independence Hall?
Mm-hmm.
Probably just a few blocks.
Right. It's just
sadness
everywhere.
Man,
broken people.
Yeah.
Oh, that is
heartbreaking,
crushing, crushing.
I remember when my dad was dropping me off at high school.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Were you
in the buggy?
Were you a senior at the time?
I was a senior in high school.
How did I know that? That's really weird.
Carriage.
And I looked out the window and there was just crime going on everywhere.
Oh no!
Yeah. And my dad said,
what'd your dad say about it?
My dad said Joey.
Yeah. Why'd he call you
simple.
Joey? That's weird.
That is very weird. Explain that one, please.
Joey,
did he call you Joey instead of Jeffy?
It's simple. We're worse than Mexico. And I said, okay.
And you never forgot that?
I never forgot that.
That's a good lesson that you were taught.
I appreciate you sharing that with us. That's really powerful. It's a powerful story.
Normally the lessons are in your grandfather's lap, but this one you got us on a field trip with your dad.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
Didn't even know you had a dad. That's great. Good. I don't think you've ever mentioned him before.
And there's a reason why some of us don't mention our dads.
All right. So a Russian fighter jet just dumped fuel.
Yeah.
On an American drone.
International incident.
And then collided with it over the Black Sea. Mm-hmm. Did that not hurt the Russian fighter jet, too?
I thought so, too. I guess not.
Yeah, those are big. Those drones are not like these little teeny drones that we use. They're huge.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Yeah.
But it forced U.S. personnel to bring down the drone in international waters, prompted Pentagon officials to blast the Russian side as unsafe and unprofessional.
Oh. No.
Take that.
Right?
Take that.
Yeah.
Right?
How do you feel?
You don't want none of that.
Yep.
No, you don't.
Yep.
We know how to handle these Ruskies.
Yes, we do.
What is this? Russia? No, it isn't. And that's why we're handling it this way. Defense Department officials said 2 Russian Su-27 planes tried to intercept the U.S. MQ-9 drone. It was flying in international airspace.
Yeah.
We can't let them get away with that.
Well, here we go.
You're smashing into our drones in international space?
Yeah, but we just condemned them and said that's unprofessional. So we took care of it.
Oh, there you go.
Well, we slapped him down hard. Hey, that wasn't very professional. That wasn't nice either.
See? So I think they've been put in their place, and now we're going to move
powerful. Hey, you know what? We don't appreciate that.
What do you guys think you're doing?
Who do you think you are, anyway? Russia? Yeah, that's who they think they are. It's kind of weird because these guys have proven themselves to be a third-rate power. I don't think they should be doing this kind of aggressive activity. I don't think that behooves them.
Yeah, I don't think so either. However, it's just a way to get us in this stupid war.
Yeah.
But I saw a great tweet this morning that said, depending on who you talk to, Russia is either a third-rate power, something along those lines, that's about to crumble any minute, or they're an immediate threat that's about to take over the whole continent of Europe.
Right.
Okay, which is
right,
it?
which is it?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's the former rather than the latter because we've seen. I mean, when you've lost. And the estimates are huge. I mean, I've seen as low as 60,000 troops that they've lost, all the way to 150,000.
Yeah.
So let's say it's somewhere in between. Let's say it's 100,000 in a year, and you've lost 4,000 tanks, 6,000 armored vehicles.
And we had reports of soldiers harming themselves to get out of fighting.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why they were sending their generals to the front lines.
I'm thinking third rate. They shouldn't be. They should not be smashing into our drones in international space.
No, they should not.
And they shouldn't be making threats because you can't back it up. So why don't you shut your fat mouth? All right?
All right.
How about that?
Yeah. Put that in your pipe.
It's simple.
It's simple.
What's China been up to out in the
Joey.
Pacific? I'm a little concerned about this.
Well, last month we played the Chinese space lasers. They had the lasers that were the green lasers that went down over Hawaii.
Yeah.
Really
Can we see
weird
that? Can you
situation.
play that, please? All right. So there's slow
look at
motion because it was a quick little thing that was picked up by
an
observatory there. But yeah,
look at that. So first of all, that was a weather situation. They said, that's we're
monitoring pollution. Yep.
Monitoring pollution. That's about the weather. That's what the green lasers.
We're concerned about the Hawaiian Islands over here in China, so we thought we would check on your pollution.
Or was it to gather intelligence for a surprise hypersonic missile attack?
Oh no! Help us.
The satellite was recorded flashing lasers for a fraction of a second by a live stream camera. I mean, it just happened that somebody
we would have never even
lucked
known.
into it.
Right.
We wouldn't have known. And how is it that we wouldn't know? I mean, do we not know anything anymore?
We don't know when a balloon enters our airspace, apparently. So
but we do, though. That's the whole problem with that stupid story, with that stupid balloon story. We do know.
Okay.
We followed it all the way across.
Yeah,
we followed it all the way across. It just drives me insane that we didn't know. Of course we knew, and we certainly when we blew the balloon club's balloon out of the sky.
I agree that we knew that our government knew, but the fact that they were willing to do nothing about it until a guy in Montana looked up while he was pumping his gas. Oh, I guess we better do something about this spying now.
But we're going to wait till it gets to the East Coast.
Yeah.
Right.
And they've checked out all the space in between.
Right. Yeah. Once it gets over the Atlantic, okay, well, now we'll show them.
Yeah.
I mean, we have I know you're getting to another thing that's going on, but we have the TikTok. We've given so much to China.
Oh, sure.
So much information.
Oh my gosh.
We have the
TikTok
TikTok
situations.
We have the cranes at the ports. I don't know if you saw those reports about the cranes at the ports that offload the ships that have computer systems that are supposed to be documenting things going back to China of all the things coming into the country.
But what they're saying about the space laser stuff is that it's mapping. Mapping the area there, and it could be another Pearl Harbor type attack getting ready to go, and how important Pearl Harbor is to the U.S. Navy. And my word, it's Boy, future's bright, right?
Yeah. Well, it's so bright that I got to wear shades.
Gotta wear shades, yeah. It's one thing after another to worry about.
But we did. Did we write a strongly worded letter to Russia?
Said, look,
over the
that's
drone,
embarrassing.
or
It's not professional. How dare you shoot green lasers over our state?
Okay, good. Because we did that, and then I want to make sure we wrote a letter to Russia about the drone.
Yeah, we did already took care of that one.
So that's a couple letters that one wrote to China and one to Russia.
In fact, I think Joe got up at 9 a.m. to write those letters.
No, he can write those at night. He's a night
rarely
owl.
does things
He's a
at
night
9
owl.
a.m.
He's a night owl. He's been known to stay up until 5:15 in the afternoon.
He's a night owl. That's
5:15.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, he once went to bed at 5:25. So
we couldn't put him down.
No,
couldn't put him down.
Careful with the phrasing. All right, what else is going on in the world?
Well, on Saturday, Jack Posobiec posted a screenshot of a now deleted 2018 tweet from Greta Van Thunberg, which linked to an article predicting humans would go extinct by 2023 due to climate change.
What year is it? What year is
it's 2023. So.
No, that's what the prediction was. I'm asking, what year is it now?
Right now, it's just 2023.
Oh, so we've got
there's a lot of time.
Wait a minute.
So she's deleted that tweet now because obviously she was way off.
Well, she's got to wait for the new article to come out.
Yeah, well, somebody pointed out, made a good point. Yeah, but she tweeted that out in June. So, in the next few months,
you never know.
Who knows what could happen.
Right.
And after you read that China story, okay, that's a fair point. Anyway.
We're going to go extinct sometime this year. Again, these predictions from these buffoons on climate change. Please stop. Stop while you're behind. Would you please? Jeez. Greta would probably like this news, though. The Biden washing machine rule. Remember, they were just messing with
dishwashers,
electric
and
stove or gas stoves.
Gas stoves, and now it's the washing machines. This rule would make Americans dirtier and stinkier and raise prices, according to manufacturers. Okay, good. So they're proposing new energy-efficient standards for washing machines that require new appliances to use considerably less water. They've done this in toilets, and that's why they flush so much worse, and that's why they clog with one-ply tissue paper if you put it down there. Don't flush any toilet paper down this. You got to throw away the toilet paper, which is what they have to do in Mexico, by the way. My kids, 2 sets of my kids just went down to Mexico, and they don't allow you to flush even the toilet paper down the toilet.
Yeah, but
you have to throw it away.
How's the crime down there, though? It's much better.
It's much better than here.
So it makes up for it.
Yeah.
Makes up for it.
So just a bidet and be done with it.
We're trying to become a third world nation, just like Mexico.
Well on our way.
It's all in an effort to confront the global climate crisis.
Yeah.
This
is why when it became obvious that Donald Trump was not returning to the White House, I went out and bought a new washing machine.
Oh, you did?
I knew this was going to come, and here we are, because this is what happens whenever you get a Marxist in office. It's the same thing when Obama came in and did stuff like this with shower heads.
Well, the newer machines are so much better anyway.
They are. Yeah.
I mean, they regulate the water with the amount of clothes you put in to wash as it is. I mean, they want us to go back to, which, I don't know what women do during the day. But they want us to go back to, walking the clothes down to the creek and using a stone to wash the clothes.
That's where my wife is right now.
Okay,
she's down at the creek.
You know what? Never mind.
Beating our clothes against a rock. That's what she's doing. Yeah, she puts a little detergent on it and then she beats it against the rock on the creek.
And if I come home and those dishes have not been cleaned down at the creek, I'm going to be pissed.
And it works out really well with the beavers damming up part of the creek. Yeah, then she's got a little
pond there.
Little bit deeper water to wash her clothes in.
That's a good deal.
No
excuses. Yeah. Thanks for the beavers. Appreciate it.
How's that going?
That's why I didn't kill them, because they're damming
how's
up our area.
How's the beaver going? How's it all right back there?
Yeah, everything's fine. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. The beavers didn't invade my area, so.
You sure about that?
But I think the homeowners association eventually got somebody.
They had to.
Yeah, because they didn't want them killed. You know, you don't want to kill the beavers.
Well,
you just want to move
I don't
them.
know about that.
Well,
but-
Greg did. Your neighbor Greg probably was like.
I don't have a neighbor.
Oh, you don't have a neighbor
named Greg?
Oh,
that
I thought
know
everybody
of.
had a neighbor named
No.
Greg.
I mean, I don't care about
That's
killing
weird.
the beavers. I'm just wondering how it's going in your area. Yeah, 'cause
it's fine.
Oh no,
Good.
we killed the beaver.
Yeah.
Oh, what a shame. What will happen to the planet?
Nothing good. Tell you that. You start killing the beavers and look out. You think climate change is bad? Just wait till the beavers are extinct. And you're not going to have any more dams.
Do we have time to get to the Drew Barrymore with that Dylan character yesterday?
She was
And this was
so good.
so bad. I mean, why this guy is mentally ill?
He's a big influencer, man. He's the
He is.
guy.
I mean, this is a year he's been playing this caricature of a woman because he always makes these videos. Says, it's day 364 of being a woman. Bro, you are a dude. Stop. And it's just, I
Who's transitioning?
cannot understand this. So
Is he? Is he
was
transitioning? Is he going to have
Yeah.
surgery?
Sure about that?
That's what he says.
Huh. All right.
He's on Drew Barrymore.
Let's see what happened.
Let me ask you about the negativity. How have you dealt with it? And what's an approach you take? What's your self-talk? What do you filter?
Yes.
How do you...
I still read the comments, but there is so much hatred directed at the trans community right now. It's everywhere. And I think the greatest weapon that I can contribute is trans joy and comedy and talking
joy.
about hard, subjects
Your comedy.
and really intricate moments of a transition and try to let everybody in to see that, I'm not a monster. I'm not somebody that, is trying to do anything but be myself and be happy.
Thank you, everybody, for that support.
Oh, thank you, everybody, for that support.
Stay on your own
It's
path.
your audience.
Where do you draw boundaries? Where do you find the
Where?
strength to keep being the joy?
Well, I think having my chosen family and the people that I love to take care of me.
Right.
But I also think there's something just about making sure that you don't put something out there before you're ready and really just surrounding yourself with good people. It's interesting because I look at someone like you and I can't imagine anybody disliking you.
Oh, please. Do you want to know, ironically, who dislikes me the most sometimes?
Who?
Myself.
Me too. But
They're hugging on the floor.
I guess you've asked me.
Hugging on the floor right now.
You've asked me
Kneel down before him.
what I would
How
do to combat the
ridiculous
hate,
is
right?
this?
Yeah.
And
But
this
what do you
goes
do?
on.
Okay, that's a great question. Now, I started...
You've been doing it a little longer than I have.
Well, it's funny because when I was a kid, you starting with E.T., it was the first time I was introduced to film reviews, which are basically social media.
Yes.
But I felt like all these reviews, and could be a
She
Charlie's
felt
Angels,
all
it could
the
be an
reviews.
E.T., it
Right.
could be The Wedding
And
Singer,
some
everything
people
in
don't like
between.
him.
If you
They don't
read
like it.
reviews, just like on social media, you are pretty much guaranteed a 50-50. Some like it, some don't. So you've got to be willing to bear down and brace for it.
And
I think
Picking your battles too.
Yes.
And sometimes I think the greatest response can just be in the next joyous video
Insanity.
or in the next win that you have.
Are they preparing to
because
make
that
out
just
or
goes
what's
to
going
show
on here
that, like,
with the
you are
kneeling?
I'm not
continuing
sitting here for
on,
nothing.
and whatever
Let's get to
that
it.
those people are projecting onto you,
Yeah.
it isn't actually penetrating.
I couldn't agree more because another thing that you're making me realize is to not carry on in spite of others.
I'm sorry, I just realized that I'm sitting on
What
the
is
floor
happening?
with Drew.
I'm so happy to be doing this. Thank you for joining me.
Yay!
Seriously, Drew Barrymore's hands were like up his arms and his biceps. Like,
That's awesome.
what
That's
in
awesome
the world?
stuff. That makes
Oh my god, that was a weird,
Oh
weird
my
segment.
gosh.
What are you doing? I mean, seriously. Now you're comparing the reviews you got for doing movies
Yes.
to the crap she's getting or
Right.
he's getting or whatever for living the trans lifestyle.
Kayla can.
Interesting.
She corrected me during the
How come
break.
that's okay?
He doesn't call himself a woman. Shame on me. He calls himself a girl.
Yeah.
So my bad.
Oh.
I apologize for the
All right.
misidentification there.
Wow, how dare you?
He's a girl, not a woman.
Dare you? Okay, but he's not a he. Are his pronouns she, her? Or?
Love the part where the audience is, and Drew has to
right near the beginning.
Thank you for the support.
Yeah.
To the audience, I'm like, they're your crowd. What are you talking about?
What do you think?
They're
What do you think is
there.
going to happen? I mean, so stupid.
Thank you for the support. Like, she's so surprised. The people here are following the applause signs that my people are putting up. Thank you for the support. At one point, I thought Drew was going to have a shot at being one of the big time hosts, but Kelly Clarkson has really taken that over for the afternoon talk shows like that.
Is she doing well?
Took Ellen's place.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
In that slot.
But now that video's out there, I
thought she was going to propose. That's what I thought when she got down on her knees. I thought, is she going to propose to this person?
I was hoping for a makeout session, to be honest with you.
I was thinking was about to happen. There you go. So Drew Barrymore now setting the gold standard in morning TV talk.
Sometimes my worst critic is myself.
I'm on the floor with Drew Barrymore.
I'm sorry, I just realized I'm on the floor with Drew.
This timeline, we gotta
That's
adjust
awesome.
it. Where's Owen Wilson? Where's Loki? Can we adjust some things? Because this thing's going way off track, bro.
Yeah, it sure is. All right, Jeffy Keith be doing overtime. I'll see you in Glenn Beck radio program coming up.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.